Just so you
So
know.
we can say whatever we need.
You sure can.
Hello, world.
To be at the end.
Huh?
And then you have to be at the far end.
You need to get out of here right now. How about that? Bye. Okay, come outside. How about that?
Obviously,
There you did it.
whatever, even though I didn't today.
Oh. All right, I have 6 o'clock. I'm gonna call the meeting to order. First order of business tonight will be the reorganization of the board. I am now taking nominations for board president.
Tom.
You have a nomination for Tom Porter?
I second that.
Do you want second nominations?
Oh. I did.
I'm gonna nominate Katie DeWalt. Do I have any other nominations?
Okay.
Do I have any other nominations? Do I have any other nominations? Hearing none. There are 2 nominations, therefore it will be a paper vote.
One for
Here, I don't know how I got so many.
You wanted to vote a lot.
I'm only voting one.
Just one, yep.
And Kevin, if you would collect the votes, please, and read them.
Can Ms. Herman collect the votes? I've been accused of not playing fair.
Great.
Okay.
I don't actually trust you, Simon. We have anything to do?
1 for Tom Porter. 2, Tom Porter. 1, Katie. 2, Katie. 3, Katie. 3, Tom. 4, Tom.
Okay. Tom? Can you just do it from there? Do we need to move seats?
It's up to you guys.
You want my seat?
I'm comfy.
Okay, go ahead.
I can see everyone.
Or you can come in.
Next would be the vice president. Looking for nominations for vice president.
Nominate Katie.
I'll nominate Jamie to stay on.
Any other nominations? We got a nomination for Katie, nomination for Jamie. Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Any other nominations?
You have to call 3 times.
So you have to do paper on this one too.
Is that the basket?
She's coming.
Right. Read. Just put down a little bit. Probably won't be in common.
1 for Katie. 2, Katie. 1, Jamie.
Laura, can you do it for now?
What?
No, I'm just.
2, Jamie. 3 Jamie,
You did nothing purpose.
Wow.
Drum roll, please.
4 for Jamie, 3 for Katie.
Buddies. I'll move on to looking for nominations for district clerk.
Steve Young. I don't know.
Nomination for Steve.
Dave already did that. No.
He just didn't know what it
Oh.
was said, so I was repeating it, but I was gonna do the same.
Nomination for Steve. Do I have any other nominations?
I nominate Dave.
Nomination for Dave.
I'll kill you right now.
Do I have any other nominations?
Always for being consistent.
Do I have any other nominations? Do I have any other nominations?
I want to do it.
All right, here we go.
That is an issue. So Steve doesn't even know what it is. So we never went over what that means.
I have a copy of the duties.
So, well, we just like to throw you into stuff. Some people we want to explain.
Hey, trial by fire, Steve.
Steve, we have an onboarding we need to sit with you about, and if you could.
Basically, you have to sign some documents from time to
Do
time.
you want to read it?
Just know that a lot of that I do.
No?
Yeah, basically, Jamie, I mean, Lisa is the,
Oh. And
All right, Carrie. I mean, it's probably something we should have had sent out with the meeting minutes. It's nothing bad. He'd be good at it. Not that any of these are bad. Not like
One for
everything
Dave.
are,
1 for Steve. 1 for Dave. So 2 and 2, Steve and Dave. 3 Steve. 4 Steve,
That should be.
5. for
the only one that
Steve.
wasn't close, Steve.
I think we-
thanks,
Steve
Dave.
Young is now the district
Congratulations.
clerk. And now I'm looking for nominations for treasurer.
I nominate Katie.
Nomination for Katie T-Wall.
I'll nominate Dave.
Steve.
Nomination for Dave. Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Any other nominations? All right, paper we go again.
No, if you believe it.
Hold it.
One for Katie. 2 for Katie. 3 for Katie. 4 for Katie.
Perfect.
5 for Katie. 1 for Dave. Another for Katie.
All right, Katie T-Wall is the board treasurer. This time, everyone should stand for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, looking for a motion to approve the agenda.
Make a motion to approve the agenda. I'm sorry, you have to make the motion.
I'll make a motion. We approve the agenda with the following amendments. I'd like to add special appearances with Wayne Cobal. I would like to add an additional donation under the donations from Cecil Dull. Under new business, I would like to add Friends of Siren Schools. And enclosed as item I would like to add the Wall of Honor.
And that was the motion.
That's the motion.
I'll second the motion with those amendments.
Okay. We got a motion by Peggy, seconded by Katie. All those in favor to approve the agenda with the additions and amendments?
Aye.
Aye. All right, now. Okay, so comments from the public. Anyone? All right, moving on. Wayne Cobal and Friends of Siren. Special appearances.
Thank you. I was taught one time that whatever you say, you have to think of how it's gonna end up on the front page of the paper, so. I was thinking to myself where we're headed, and one of the things that props up in my mind is what my dad used to always say, and that was to poop or get off the pot. So we are starting to move forward with what we hope to have be a nonprofit. So that we would have the ability to establish a way for people to give to Siren Schools, Friends of Siren Schools nonprofit, through their giving and through their estate planning and get the tax incentives that come from that. I met with a representative from the St. Croix Valley Foundation. And she gave quite a bit of advice, and then I'm going to a meeting second week of May to kind of get some more input on it. But the goal is to come up with a board, and then we have to apply for nonprofit status. Once we do that and we can raise $10,000, then we can get into the St. Croix Valley Foundation. And the advantage of that is that they have a larger pool of money that they're able to invest and get better returns on the investment. But I think for those of you that have been here for a while, there have been a number of requests to do this, and we just haven't had the infrastructure in place to be able to handle it. So I don't know if I need the board's blessing to do it, but I certainly want to keep the board aware of what's going on. It will include, so far I've got like 3 or 4 people who are interested in being on the board. So there's an interest out there to get this going. And the monies will be used as the board decides. It could be, we could decide to do scholarships, we could decide to do whatever the focus of that is. And from my experience here, there'll be a mission statement that will guide our work so that we're not just running willy-nilly. But that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'd like to have your support, but I just don't know. Peggy and I talked a little bit. I think I could just do it, but that's not fair to you because all of a sudden you're going to get questions. What's going on? Why don't you know about it? But that's kind of where I'm headed, and it's been talked about for a long time. So I think it's nice that we actually can get this started. That was one of my goals when I retired, was to be able to do that. So any questions that you might have?
I think it's fantastic. And yeah, definitely tell us more when you find out more.
Oh, yeah, it's a work in progress. And as I learn more and as I become more comfortable with what's going on, I certainly will have more knowledge to share. But at this point, it's just kind of I'm jumping in, and I figure I've got good people around me and I can figure it out. So.
Sounds good. Thank you for all your work towards this.
No, thank you.
On to the accepting of donations. Todd Henshin, VP North States making a donation to the lunch program.
I'll make a motion to accept Todd's donation to the lunch program.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, then we've got a North States donation to lunch program. Looking for a motion to accept that one.
I'll make a motion to accept North State's donation to the lunch program.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And then we've got another donation. The family of Cecil W. Dull, sorry, with a donation to the art department.
Make motion, we accept the donation estimated at $500 of art supplies to the art program.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Did you spell the last name?
LL.
DULL.
I heard it.
All right. On to the treasurer's report.
So you can see there's another negative balance in there, but that's once again prior to any claims that you made for aid that'll come in. So, and then there'll be a transfer of the 550,000 to the short-term debt. So that's all reflected in that negative, so it should show a different amount next month.
Looking for a motion to approve the treasurer's report.
Make a motion to approve the treasurer's report.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. President's report, well, got nothing at the minute, so. On the committee chair reports, budget, finance, and personnel.
I'm not yet. Trying to think if we had anything that we brought forward from budget this
It's
morning.
on your motion page there. Do you have that?
It's further down the motion page.
Oh,
Is that gonna be enclosed only?
Primarily, most of it's all
Okay.
closed, yeah,
All right,
because personnel falls under
got it.
budget.
oh, I think there's some renewals of insurance that are
Okay,
being brought forward from budget.
okay,
And there's some personnel items
Yeah.
enclosed
Okay.
to go along with that, and they're all labeled there.
Building grounds and transportation, playground committee.
Yep.
Meeting dates.
The only motion that we've put forward we'll do tonight on the floor. And we recommended to do the oil floor, but we have now found out from Dan, they said that's gonna be a lot more slipperier surface. So he's suggesting maybe we do the water base will be slipperier. The water base may be in the small gym to try it to see how slippery it is and stick with the oil in the main gym. But you'll have those quotes later.
Policy planning and curriculum, that was a working meeting, correct?
Yes.
So on the reports, superintendent.
Oh, so you can see in there that DPI wants to feature Randy Nelson on Facebook. I don't know if that's aired as of yet. But that's once again, our food service program is still moving in a way positive direction when I stood here. Then the other thing I just want to read to you in the next item, the administrative review, this is a report that comes from them. And it says, this is the commendations from the evaluation. It says, thank you to all staff at Siren School District for the warm welcome and cooperation during the administrative review. A special thanks to the food service director, that would be primarily Tiffany, and then authorized representative, that would be Rindy, for their great organizational skills, which helped expedite the administrative review. All standardized recipes, production records, and crediting documentation was well organized and easy to follow, and there were no meal pattern concerns. The availability of a salad bar, reimbursable entree line is a great addition to the meal program and really offers students a variety and promotes vegetable consumption. The school's use of local foods is very impressive. The food service program at Siren School District is a model program. The administrative review was a joy to complete at such a well-operated district. In addition, thank you to the school nutrition professionals who work hard to provide students with nutritious meals. Lastly, thank you to the administrative staff for supporting such a great school nutrition program. We haven't heard that ever here, because it was a mess when this happened 10 years ago, 9 years ago. So I just wanted to, they're trending in the right direction, so wanted to celebrate them. Appreciate that.
Excellent.
You can see just another example. I'm just covering you with articles. This was the state superintendent this time, indicating a plea for money. Just so you know where we're at, I just wanted to continue that. And just wanted, as I promised, or we talked about before, just want to notify the board of fundraisers. And you can see this is Karsten's fundraiser. Anticipated earning is of $6,000, and he's doing a cash raffle. So I'm just informing the board.
For which program?
We didn't get that information, Kevin. We just got that there's a notification of.
I think
New Jersey's, to buy New Jerseys for a football program. The current ones are 8 seasons old and are not in good shape. That's the intent.
Okay.
we didn't get it.
Oh, I'm sorry, I have it right here. I mean,
Okay.
it's just information, all right?
Yeah.
You want to see it?
I don't- no.
Anything else, Kevin?
No,
All right. Boards and principals. Mrs. Herman, summer school.
Summer school numbers, I'm at 75 students so far. The deadline is on Friday to register kids. And then pre-K enrollment numbers, we have 19 on the books for next year, which is a bigger number than we've had recently, just at this point in the year. So I would anticipate getting a few more added by fall. So we'll still be looking at 2 classrooms there.
Is that summer school number the same, up, down?
It's relatively the same.
Okay.
Yeah. Any questions for me?
No.
All right, then I'm gonna roll into Jamie's report. On April 27th, prom will be at the new event center in town from 8 p.m. to midnight. On May 10th is baccalaureate senior award night. From 6 o'clock and again at 7 o'clock. Let's see, baccalaureate at 6, senior awards at 7 in the auditorium. And then May 17th is graduation at 7 p.m. in the big gym. And then May 22nd is the alternative diploma graduation. And that is at, hang on, auditorium at 5 p.m. May 22nd.
So. Reports, special education director.
So we are finishing up our state assessments, special ed, because everybody gets extended time. We take a little bit longer. Most of our students are finished. There are still a couple that we are finishing up this week. We are currently working on 8 new evaluations for special education services. And there are potentially 2 more under discussion yet. whether they go to referral at the end of this year or the beginning of next year is kind of where we're sitting with those. And I am starting to plan caseloads and splitting up kids for next year based on the program staffing situation. So I'm planning for multiple scenarios to see which way we roll.
So Denise, how many do you have graduating this year?
We have 7, 8.
So about the same coming in right now as you have going out
For, yeah, and
for the program.
yeah, and
total,
program wise, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And what is the staffing looking like for this next year?
Well, I have one teacher retiring that I need to replace. I would like to get an ID teacher back in to work with some of our intellectually disabled students. I have a couple possible movement options of staff that I'm still trying to figure out how those are going to piece together to shift into different positions. So
And you're advertising now, right?
it's, yep. It's out on weekend.
So you think you will have enough with those positions filled or?
I'll be honest, I have no idea. I have no new applicants. I had one applicant that was approved and then he declined the offer of a position, and I checked on Friday. I have no new applicants yet. I'm hoping that as we roll into May, more graduates trying to find places where they're a good fit, maybe a little closer to home or something, somebody will be interested, but
Okay, well, hopefully things improve.
mhm.
Indian education report.
We had the powwow last Friday on the 19th. I was looking at last year's numbers and we had 80 visitors who signed in last year. This year we had 100, and that did not include the busload of students from Minot. So we had a really good turnout this year. It didn't end up on the agenda, but the 5th grade went to Mille Lacs the previous Friday, so on the 12th, their annual field trip. They had a good time. Miss Tanya got to go with them. And then I have 4 students who completed the ADP graduation requirements. So they are pretty excited to be finished up with that. One of them was a junior, so he was really excited for that early.
Nice.
So then will he receive his diploma in next month?
Mhm. Any questions, Glenn?
And then you don't report on your other students, seniors, because they finish next month?
So I have 17 finishing seniors, but yeah, they have not yet finished.
Thank you, Jen.
Just a quick side note, how's the use of the outdoor classroom?
It's getting a little bit more use now, but we didn't do Sugar Bush this year, so it was kind of sadness.
Was wondering if you're able to find any alternatives.
Yeah, well, I know last fall I brought my Ojibwe language students out there, so now that it's nice again, we'll probably start doing that as well. So it's nice to get some fresh air.
Anything else for Tara? Okay, moving on, approval of the minutes, the regular school board meeting minutes for March 18th, 2024. Looking for,
Make a motion to approve the minute.
I'll second that.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And now on to new business. Motions from April.
It's just your motion document.
Okay. Most that's. Yeah. Okay. Board members for graduation. I know last year we had 2, it was Dave and I. Anyone got any family graduating this year?
Amy
I would
does.
like to do it if no one else wants to, or if anyone doesn't have an issue with it, I'd like to hand out diplomas at graduation.
Anyone else besides
Don't you have a daughter?
that next year?
Oh,
Yeah, you're between.
oh, okay.
Work. I can do it again, but
I
I
work.
Dave,
Dave, you got a bunch of kids in this class?
Hey.
You wanna do it?
Sure, I'll do it.
So I'll make a motion, Jamie and Dave give out the diplomas this year.
second that. All those in favor?
I'm just wondering if I need to turn tassels this year or if
Yes.
anyone else is.
I think you can turn tassel
Okay.
unless you don't.
It's fine.
Cobalt's sitting behind there saying absolutely yes. I'm gonna go with what Wayne's
He's the
saying.
boss.
It's just important not to have. So,
Or at least have for the feather, yeah.
So all those in favor?
Aye.
On the rule 34 or 345.7.
Okay, the policy talked about this and approved a policy that we would recognize students in both categories, ADP and right, traditional high school graduation. And it was the understanding of the administration at that point in time that they were to remain separate, which we're doing. But our current advisor, as you can see the letter there, long story short, would prefer they not be labeled. So we'd like to add to policy, however the board reads on that. And we just put a line in there so we can change that. That's highlighted, whatever you want. But that's where it would fit. So we just need input from the board on how you want those publicized.
Can I ask a question? Is the students complaining or were parents complaining about? Has anybody heard?
I haven't heard anything.
No, it was just, it's just,
I mean, I see where he's coming from. But I think part of our thing was like, we want to make sure those that have like done all their work and like gone through the, I don't know what the standard, making sure they're recognized, wanting to recognize both, but also not take away from those that put all the, stuck down the right path, what I don't even know.
we thought that was the tone of the
Yeah.
policy and we
Yeah.
enforced it that way.
Yeah.
But it doesn't read it in there,
Yeah.
so.
And I mean, I see where he's coming from, but I just.
Do other districts offer a different name that's?
Jamie and I did a lot of research. Unity also has an alternative diploma and they do a separate graduation. And so we were kind of looking at their Facebook and we modeled ours closely off of.
And they just called an alternative
Yep,
diploma. Yep.
graduates.
But the publication is what so how they're published in the paper and how
Yep,
they're.
and that's, I guess I didn't look at the Unity paper.
Yeah, see, that's why.
But I saw on Facebook
really
that
know.
it said. They still recognize them like in their community newsletter and stuff as ADP graduates.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I mean, it's the same
you
thing with like.
would know.
like
Twenty twenty-four graduate.
I guess
is it ADP graduate?
I
No,
don't
it's
see.
twenty twenty-four, but you're getting.
I don't
instead of
think
the-
They have
the high school diploma, they're doing those.
Right, but and then they have their ADP.
We just want interpretation.
Yeah, it's like Siren. I don't know what the
Tell
paper
us what you
says.
want.
Right,
That's what we need to find out.
Like the picture of them still's there and it says Siren.
I don't know. I
class of
think that's what we
2024, but
wanted.
Instead of,
Yeah,
it says,
that's what
it
the
says
policy
ADP.
Oh, does they have,
Or maybe because some of them have done it before, like some of them are done already where all the seniors
yeah,
going
and
through
we
here
have one
aren't.
that's a junior, so he's technically not the class of 2024, so.
I thought that was the intent of the board when we wrote the policy, was that they be recognized, but be recognized separately because they have not completed the same requirements as the other graduates.
And I mean, ADP doesn't mean left behind necessarily.
No, and
It
I,
means it's an alternate
You're
pathway.
ahead. If whatever people want to read into it, that can be their own ignorance more than anything. So,
Can we just get language for the policy then, if you make a motion one way or another?
so I'll make a motion that we continue to identify the graduates and the ADP graduates as such.
I mean, do we just need
So-
to, go ahead. I'll
I'm
ask.
sorry,
No.
as such, meaning they will be recognized as ADP students in all publication materials?
Correct.
That's what you're supporting?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm just wondering if we need to do like the Facebook thing. Do some of the parents or students not want to be shown on Facebook with the the ADP? You know how we had that question,
we
like,
did it.
don't have parent, you know what I mean?
We did it
I
already.
don't, no,
Well,
I
we
know,
don't-
I'm just
I
saying,
would
like,
say we don't post any photos unless the parents have signed off on it on the handbook, so.
Correct.
considering this isn't coming from the students so much,
I will say I've heard nothing but positive,
Yeah.
on the ADP graduates that I've seen, that they're being shared on the tribal forums and that kind of stuff.
And
So-
Yes, everyone
actually one is a
happy with
junior,
it.
which he wouldn't, I mean, so it's not all negative. I mean,
don't
he
think any
graduated a
of
whole
it's
year
really
ahead of
negative
time.
Anyways, like.
I don't see that
showing,
as
like,
negative.
Great job, you,
Yeah.
what you.
Not
know, climb the
everybody
mountain
fits
and
in
you
a standard
succeeded.
classroom. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that.
We're not getting any complaints about them being published.
Right.
I think we would get more complaints if they weren't.
So do I.
Are we gonna publish that like picture deal when they're graduating in the middle of the year? Cause aren't there some that are not at this time frame?
Last year, what they did with the ones that graduated in the middle of the year, they
Added
have their
them on.
ceremony at the end,
Okay,
at the end of school.
They can still come participate at the end of the year.
yeah,
So
and they were part of the
Exactly.
picture, the senior pictures that are going up on
For those-
Facebook to
For those
celebrate.
that were seniors last year,
Yeah,
yes, but we did have a couple juniors graduate last year as well.
Sure, the ones that are graduates, and we won't say seniors, but graduates of the program all got equally honored and recognized, no matter what time of year it happened at.
Yeah, we just wanted your input of what you wanted us to do
Um,
with this policy.
I mean, I'm with Peggy. If you want it to be negative, it's gonna, everything's gonna be negative, but it's negative.
All right, so we've got a motion from Peggy, a second from Dave.
To use
All
this
those in
sentence?
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, so we'll adopt that with that language. Okay, appointment of 2024 CISA convention representatives.
Okay, typically we just have a representative who goes to CISA for kind of an annual meeting. They attend. Were you that? Didn't you go to
I've
one
gone,
year?
yeah, I've gone to one.
Yeah. So you want to explain what you did there for anybody who?
We just met a bunch of people, we talked to people. I mean,
When
it was good learning, but I was brand new when I went to it.
Yeah, but you went with Dwayne, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So basically, you just serve the district as a representative for CISA, as a CISA delegate. I don't know if there's been any action that takes place as a result of that. It's
Generally
just-
not, but the statute reads we have to appoint someone at this meeting.
Yes.
And then if CISA should call a meeting, then that person would be the one that would go to
it's
it.
actually not, it's kind of nice. You meet a
All right,
lot
I'll
of people.
appoint, I'll make a motion, we appoint Dave.
I second that.
okay, any other nominee or? Dave will be one representative, vote aye if you agree.
Aye.
Aye. Anyone want to be a second representative?
We only need one.
We just sent him with Dwayne because he was learning, so we typically only have one.
All right,
Unless
David
somebody
is-
really wants to.
When is this?
We don't know.
We don't know yet.
Sometimes there's not one, sometimes there is.
Okay.
Like Steve, for example, if they chose you for next year, you could go and
Anyone can go with,
Yeah, right.
anyway.
Well, depending upon what it is,
Sure.
you know,
Some years they don't even have one, to be perfectly honest, so.
they didn't turn you away.
No, you can go with.
They didn't turn you away. You got to.
No, they were very nice.
Yeah.
I really liked it. It was- you
So
could
Steve,
come-
if it's something you're
We
interested
go on a
in.
date,
Yeah.
Steve. Let's go our first date.
all right.
all right.
Awkward.
Life and disability renewal standard.
Okay, once again, we did go through this with budget and finance.
Yep, there was no increase from last year, so therefore I'll make a motion that we accept the life and disability renewal.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, dental insurance renewal, Delta.
Okay, once again, you can see in here, we did address this as well. Committee did make a motion to report.
I'll make a motion, we approve the dental insurance renewal.
Motion by Peggy, seconded by Dave for the dental renewal. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, on to Stalker Sports Floors quote. Initially, like Katie said, it was, we were gonna go with all water. But after hearing about possible slippage, I'm looking at just doing the water in the small gym and oil in the Big Jim. Is that correct, Katie?
That's what I understood from Dan. Yep.
So is that what these two quotes are?
Yeah, so
They're not an update of the shoe.
That's what I'm asking. Are they the right?
No.
It would not represent that exactly. This would be, well, you can see each one. So the first one is the elementary gym and you've got option 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are separate options. And that would be this one was hard to read. Yeah, the hydro
You want it on hard copy?
water base.
That's,
It's in the motion.
Option 4 in the elementary and option 2 in high school.
I believe that.
Yes.
So is that a motion? And I'll second it.
So it's option 4 for the small gym and option.
Two.
Two.
for the Big Jim.
Right?
Yep.
So made the motion
Jamie.
James.
and Peggy seconded.
Yep.
Yes.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. 5-person board, Katie T-Walt.
So this would be the time that we decide if that is the direction that we want to go, down to a 5-person board. Lisa's laid out the information of what we would need to do. Collecting 100 signatures, making the changes at our annual meeting. And then over the course of 25 through 27, 2 positions would be eliminated during those election cycles.
I think the fact that we can't even get enough people to fill a ballot indicates that this is necessary.
what do we need? 700 signatures.
You don't need 700
need
signatures, you need 100 signatures
100 total signatures from anyone who wants
from
to have.
anybody in the school district. No,
No.
no, everybody would ask to help get those 100 signatures, but everybody doesn't have to get 100 each, no.
Mhm.
In fact, I would recommend everybody get like maybe 20 each, just in case someone moves out of the district after they've signed it. Otherwise, it could be challenged if we didn't have some extra names.
Mhm.
Again, my problem with it is just the rotation on the board, first of all, has been steady. And second of all, at election time, you can't even get someone interested to run for the seats.
I mean, I think we should go to the 5. The only issue I have is when we just not as much representatives, but.
Right.
And I think that. It's not about a lot, tough.
For election purposes, I totally understand it. I worry a little bit about quorums, especially with committees and whatnot. Things will have to be adjusted.
Correct. In fact, Katie and I both been kind of looking into this a little bit. And if you look at both Webster and Grantsburg, they don't have committees.
Yeah.
They do a ad hoc meeting once a month with everybody there. They don't pass any motions. They just hear all the information. And then they have their monthly meeting whereby decisions are made. So in effect, you'd have 5 people, but everybody would attend both meetings and that would make it a lot easier in the end.
Oh,
Yes.
And the only one minor issue we possibly have is the in-between year between losing that.
Yeah.
7th person and. getting down to
Six.
5.
We would have 6.
You would have the 1 year, yes, where you could possibly have a tie vote.
So I mean, it's gonna have its issues election wise, like I say, I understand it. I just do worry about quorums, just being a little bit easier to do, but that's just my personal.
It is, and I will tell you, there will be a little bit of headbutting in the community, and it has nothing to do with this particular board, but in the past, there was a board where people were afraid, had it been cut to 5, 3 people would have ran everything, and they were a little concerned with the direction that would have went, because obviously with a 5-member board, you only need 3 people to pass anything. And that is the one area I see some people having an issue. But again, I didn't see any of those people run for the board, so when there was an open seat. You can't have it both ways. Either you have to be willing to step up or you're gonna have to take your chances.
So I guess we need to see who's looking to make the motion.
I will make the motion to move forward with dropping to a 5 order, collecting the petition.
And I'll second it.
Motion by Katie, seconded by Peggy. All those in favor,
Aye.
all those opposed? All right. WSAB Board Assessment Toolkit, take a tool.
So again, just looking to move forward with, starting the process of doing a board assessment of ourselves. I did go through policies and we have policy 153 that is already a board self-evaluation and goal setting. So the policy already exists that we should be doing something and we haven't been. So, if the tool through WASB isn't something that people are interested in doing, then I think we would have to go back and reread this policy and figure out what we would need to do to make sure that we are fulfilling it. And again, that board assessment tool is free. There are some extra data points that we can get for $250, but just starting with the data given would give us a starting point.
All right, looking for, nobody's got any more comments, questions? Looking for a motion to approve the use of the WSB Board Assessment Tool.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Peggy, seconded by Dave. All those in favor?
Aye.
So
All opposed? And it's on the agenda where it's supposed to be.
Yes.
Okay. Friends of Siren School Support.
So I just think it's important that the school show support for this. So that the community is aware that the board is and the school district is in favor of the Friends of Siren School, because I think that more people will be interested in it if they know it's a collaborative versus somebody in the community just starting something all by themselves. So I would like to make a motion that the board support the Friends of Siren School and help Mr. Cobal in any way we can to get that established.
Motion by Peggy, seconded by Dave. All those in favor of showing our support?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, the fun part, meeting calendars.
Are you gonna move any of the board members around on committees?
Or is this the point that we can?
We can't, it's
we
not on the
can't-
agenda.
Got it. So we'll have to wait until next
Yeah.
meeting to
Yeah, I think we'll wait till next.
adjust if we leave committee. Okay.
this is my list of things.
So budget, finance, personnel.
Besides.
I think we made it. You can make one of those.
Does the 20th day work for everyone?
Works for me.
For budget?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
Four 15.
Okay, we have to move on. Regular meeting.
Budget, that's you.
Okay.
You guys are sticking with May 20th?
Yep.
The regular board meeting falls on Memorial Day.
Yeah. It'll have to go up to that Monday
Or we
too.
could move it to Tuesday.
Guess we'll do Tuesday.
Is there any preference?
Being the Tuesday after Memorial Day?
Either do it Tuesday or move it to the 20th, but then we'd have to move budget and finance. That's why we're talking about it now.
First.
It's up to you. It's up to you, Tom.
Right.
Okay,
Let's just do it Sunday.
No, you can't do it the same day. But we could move the regular school board meeting till Tuesday that week.
so we're looking to go to Tuesday, the 21st, or?
No,
No,
we're talking about leaving budget and finance. We just jumped ahead for a second.
Right, I know.
So you guys are leaving that for May 20th?
May 20th.
So now we're going to buildings and grounds.
Yep.
Buildings and grounds.
You guys gonna stick with May 9th?
Works for me.
Hold on,
No,
hold
I'm
on.
okay. They jumped to regular, but now they jumped.
So the
back.
regular, I just want to.
We haven't done
We're not-
anything with
we're
regular
not
yet.
doing-
We just were discussing it.
All right,
May 9th at 3:30 for budget or for buildings and grounds.
Double check.
Is that standing meeting okay for you, Tom?
I can make that work.
So what do we have to have it on the agenda to move people around, Peggy, because you want to
For what?
to switch members from.
Not to switch.
No, I just asked Tom if he was gonna do anything with it, and he said he's not ready to do
Okay,
that.
Gotcha. So it's me, you and Kelly.
For policy and planning,
Mhm.
do we need one
I have some that I'm gonna,
for policy?
yeah, some legals, some credit stuff that came up that I didn't know if we fulfilled or not. New
Oh,
curriculum.
okay.
I watched a legal update.
Oh, all right.
We don't want.
So what works for you guys?
Kelly, hold on, let me pull back up the school calendar with the kids have stuff. So
They may be
I may not be
nothing.
here the first week, so probably the week of the 13th or the week of the 20th.
The week of the 13th works best for my work schedule.
What day?
On your Wednesday? Looks like there's baseball and softball and track on every day.
Yep.
And graduation is the
except for
17th.
Wednesday. How about Wednesday?
Let's do Wednesday.
What
Wednesday,
day?
what's doing? The 15th.
Okay.
What time?
I can do 4:15. I work till 4 that day, so I can do 4:15.
It's a Wednesday. I can do 4:15.
Okay, so Wednesday, the 15th at 4:15 for policy and planning.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, regular school board meeting. They're saying the 27th is, of course, Memorial Day,
We just go the 28th.
so we go to the 28th.
I would ask to not be there that day if it was on that day.
Or
Tuesday.
21st.
Or we can move it to the 20th and just move budget earlier. Because that's not a motion to set those dates, so we can move those.
Budget's scheduled 4:15.
Right, but we could move it up a week is what I'm saying.
Oh,
A week earlier so that the 20th would be open for the monthly meeting. Because all the other ones are already before the 20th.
Mhm.
So the choices are either do it on a Tuesday or do it the Monday before.
And move budget.
I think Tuesday, 21st, or you guys want to do?
No, it would be
the
Tuesday, the 28th.
28th? Why couldn't we do the 21st? I'm just asking, I'm not saying.
I don't
we
know.
need to. I'm-
We never have. I mean, I guess there's no reason.
I would not like to do the 28th.
Okay,
There's not any 20th. Baseball on the 20th, I don't. I might be going to South Shore on the 20th.
so if the 28th doesn't work
No, well, Matthias, but
okay.
for 2 or 3 people, so. Does the 20th work for everybody, Tom?
The 20th or 21st.
We,
20th works for me.
you guys will just have to move budget.
yeah,
Or can
we could just move it a week. So.
you can't have budget at 4:15
Well, we can.
and then regular at
Yeah.
6? I mean, it's a long day of meetings, but
Yeah, we can do that. If the people on the committee can do it.
I can.
Okay, you want to do that, Tom?
Sure. So we'll have the monthly meeting at 6 o'clock on Monday, the 20th. All right,
A shame when that's the hardest.
now on to the approval of bills. Everything signed?
Yep, I'll make a motion to approve the bills for March twenty-fifth through April 22nd.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Can I ask a question
Mhm.
on the bills? There was like an $8,000 one for some seniors to go to University of Wisconsin. I was just curious what that was for. Anybody
That's
know?
for our,
Tu-
it's tuition.
Tuition for the
kids that
ending
go
school.
to,
The early college one.
credit.
Versus.
Early college credit courses the district pays for, and then typically, yeah,
They can go to any college class that the school doesn't offer,
And we have to pay
and
for
we
it.
have to pay for it. If it's a class that the school offers, then the student has to pay for it and provide their own transportation. Transportation either way, yeah.
So do they have to pass so they get that college credit? What if they fail that? If they fail it, they have to
They
pay?
have to reimburse the district.
Thank you.
Tom, would you please, tell me who seconded that motion? Katie first did it.
Yeah, let's say it was
Steve.
Steve,
Steve, yeah.
Okay, so now, and we all approve.
All right. Other questions? On the vouchers, that's your duty. Yep. We'll approve those.
I just needed to say that.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
At this time, we're looking for the motion.
you gotta read that whole statement first.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yep.
Making a motion to move into closed section, or we're going to move into closed section, convene closed section. Sorry, under Wisconsin state statutes 19.85 1 C E F G to consider employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility. Consideration of financial, medical, social, or personal information, and to confer with legal counsel who is rendering oral or written advice.
I make a motion to go into closed.
I'll second it.
Who seconded?
Motion by Kelly, seconded by Katie. All those, or do we do the roll? Or do we have
Dave's gotta call the roll.
All right, Steve,
Yes.
Kelly,
Yes.
Jamie,
Yes.
Katie,
Yes.
Dave,